So Soniqs, Corelli, what's your take?
I think, look, the T. Corel pickup for them, I think, is really good. Shock being back as well. The potential is there for the Soniqs. And I think the potential on the other side for Nefarious is there as well. I think Stokely's a fine pickup, but I felt like that Nefarious squad had great potential. If you go back to the fall split, you remember that game against Envy where Adam certainly popped off. Buddy was a contributor to that as well. Now with Stokely, see how Nefarious can fare here against the Soniqs.
The Soniqs have shown some promise. You know, they gave G2 a better run in the grid than they did last time. If you saw that G2 matchup with the Soniqs, it was pretty one-sided, almost the perfect sweep. But J-Russ almost got that goal.
And there's so many options now for Soniqs when you bring on T. Corel, because before it felt like a lot of J-Russ, a lot of Shock. T. Corel can live up to that type of attack as well. The mechanics are there for him. This team now has all three players that can really be a force individually, but also as a team. And it's really just for T. Corel to find his spot on the roster, but how about getting bumped out of the net and wide open for J-Wiz?
That bump was the play. Stokely had no boost left, got the ball upfield, and you see him jumping off the wall, knowing that T. Corel was going to want to go for that. It was a heads-up play from Stokely, and he cut off the save. Nefarious will hop out to an early lead. Now J-Russ off kickoff. We'll get some support from Shock. That shot looks good. Top corner from Shock.
Great touch here from Shock. The pace behind the ball so tough for the defense to read. J-Russ wanted to cut back in. Stokely jumped all over him, but unfortunately for him, the ball drops right in the face of Shock. Great touch to the top shelf and tie game.
And I think, Corel, if you really look at the players individually, you can see the talent is there on the Soniqs. You remember when T. Corel made his debut on X-Set, he was hitting every single double tap, looking so nasty in the air. All of the Soniqs have that in them as well. J-Russ, very mechanical. Shock, we just saw what he could do.
That's exactly, and I think that's really where Soniqs are going to thrive, is either isolating that final defender with any of them behind the ball or those team plays as well. But right now, Nefarious doing a great job of keeping this pressure on. Soniqs are struggling to break that first man that pushes the ball back into the Sonic side.
That's a good corner pass as well. J-Wiz, if he gets that little more lateral, maybe Stokely can go for it. Now Stokely finds himself on the defense.
There it is.
And no chance. The isolation play comes through.
And that's the scary thing for anyone going up against the Soniqs. When you have J-Russ on the ball, brought down with boost in his pocket, he's going to take that man on 1v1 and put it away. Great flick from J-Russ. Tough for that last defender. He's too far away to get to that ball before J-Russ can settle it. And unfortunately, too much time for him to pick his spot.
Air dribble attempt. You see it forced two defenders on that play. And there's that mechanical excellence from T. Corel. But the demo opens up the goal line and nobody was back. Jay Wismont, he was clearing the way.
Yeah, great demo, especially Jay Wismont taking out that last man. And like you said, pretty simple here for Adam. You got an open net to shoot on. Your teammate in Jay Wiz cleans out the defense. And a quick transition from Nefarious as well to keep it tied up.
We're seeing Sonic struggle to respond to these bumps and demos. If you think back to the first goal, it was Stokely flipping off the wall with no boost, bumping that final defender out of the way. Now the demo. So Nefarious living up to their name a bit, getting aggressive, getting violent, and that's how they're getting their goals. Adam tosses over to J-Wiz, who goes for an interesting flick. And the quick counter attack, that was a fun series of events right there, Corelli.
Yeah, you're seeing the transition game really thrive between both teams. T. Corel already downfield. Adam was well late on that challenge. T. Corel just in the perfect spot to receive it. Great shot from him.
But, I mean, that was that pinch off the post. I mean, do you think Shock's even trying? I think he's just going for the save, and T. Corel ready for the clear. That just worked out. And players like T. Corel, if you get them that ball high up in the air, that's where he wants to be. But Shock, credit for him getting that post pinch. quick turn from T. Corral. Shock also in the vicinity. Is going to have to rotate out on this one. Goes for the catch, flicks it up. T. Corral with the demo. Shock keeping possession there. I don't hate that play. Nefarious having to play a lot of defense right here. Good backboard pass, but the shot wasn't there.
Everyone from the Sonics keeping possession. Good initial touch from the Sonics and every single one of the players there. Everyone getting involved, and Nefarious struggling to track that ball across their own net, especially once it goes into the corner. Here's Stokely on the shot. Shock and T. Corral combined to push away. J-Russ actually beats the first man, and Nefarious do get back and break out.
Let's see if Nefarious keeps going for those demos that have been working out for him. Can't afford to give one away. You see T. Corral harassing Adam, but Adam with good speed gets out there. There's a downfield. T. Corral to Shock. Shock back down. J-Russ, his shot blocked. Now a counterattack opportunity. Stokely racing to it, and his shot was blocked. T. Corral flying back to get on defense.
Stokely just had no boost there. That was the best he could have done. That was a goal that Nefarious really needed. They might have another opportunity. Here comes Stokely. Adam waiting for the pass to come out. It's Adam's turn to go. 20 seconds left now for Nefarious as the Sonics finding that outlet every single time. J-Russ second touch, turned away by Stokely.
And Stokely had to get in the way of that one. J-Russ, he was poised to score. Now final attack for Nefarious. Shock will beat out one defender. Stokely couldn't keep the ball up. And the Sonics take the win with just a 1-goal margin.
Yeah, very back and forth game. And we saw the Sonics able to isolate a couple defenders and find their win in the 1v1 situation. But also the transition game for both sides was very, very strong. But you can see the shooting department definitely favored the Sonics here. 14 shots for them here in this game. It was a 1-goal margin, but especially near the end there, it felt like Sonics really got a foothold in this game and really started to take it to Nefarious.
Yes, the Sonics, the individual mechanics, I think, elevated them in this game. However, we saw the early goal. Stokely coming off the wall to get that block. Then the immediate response from Shock. And this play here, that was, a bit fortunate, but also very skillful. T. Corral in the right spot at the right time. That pinch found him perfectly. But Nefarious, they kept with the Sonics pretty much the entire game, Corelli. So I think that it's still going to be interesting to see how this series pans out. Nefarious coming close, but falling short. We'll see if they can bounce back in game 2.
I think one of the biggest things for Nefarious was Stokely. He seemed to be a catalyst for them to break out and transition from defense to offense, and he was a part of a lot of the transition as well. Maybe not the man to make the pass or the shot, but a lot of times was the initial touch to break Nefarious out. And
even here, he's in a good position for an outlet pass. That 50 will work nicely. T. Corral was floating around and found himself in the right spot. That was a scary situation, though, for the Sonics.
Yeah, but great 50 by Stokely to keep that one going. And here he comes again, gets by T. Corral. Shock, that's a weak touch. We'll let Adam come through and couldn't get a second touch. Help from Jay Wiz. Nefarious coming out strong here in the beginning, but can't find the net yet.
Well, Stokely just drove underneath the ball as well. See how this play develops. J-Russ will have T. Corral in the middle. It's a high pass, a bit too far out in front of him. Stokely couldn't get the double. Adam, everyone from Nefarious was flying around that ball.
A little jumpy there from Nefarious. The opportunity was there, and I could see why they were so anxious to get up to it. You got to make sure you can't double commit. You got to make sure that you don't double commit, because the Sonics, we talked about the transition game multiple times, will punish you if you don't finish your shot, and that was a time where Nefarious didn't. Luckily not punished here.
All bounce into the middle. J-Wiz was able to get back there before J-Russ. Double tap pass. Adam, not the hardest clear. Adam will follow it up and boom it to the corner now. This is going to be an important ball for Shock to handle. Gets it over to T. Corral. Nice pass. The counterattack forces Stokely to stretch for a save. And now the Sonics are getting boost and gearing up for this assault.
And you're noticing it's a lot of T. Carell and J. Russ downfield as that type of point man for the Sonics to find. And it's paying off quite well. T. Carell has really gotten behind the ball on these long clears to the walls downfield. And it's just helped the Sonics not only break out for their end, but put on dangerous chances in the transition.
And even that play, letting the attacker miss, going for the flip reset. T. Carell, rock solid at the midfield, as well on defense. It's a chance. Oh, he backflips, but Adam had the hit anyway. J-Wiz going for the corner. We're past the halfway point, still scoreless. Game 1, it was just a 1-goal game, and game 2 shaping up to be the same.
It's only a 1-goal game, but the majority of chances coming towards the Sonics again, something we mentioned that happened in game 1. Stokely wanted to drop that one down to J-Wiz, couldn't do it. Sonics having to play a bit of defense here. This clear gets away for just a moment, but Shock there to clean things up for Sonics as they move downfield.
I like that play from Adam, though. He saw Shock going for the demo, was able to get the touch and dodge it. Adam breaking up the play there as well. Shock went all in on that passing play. He'll be slow to rotate out. Could be a counterattack opportunity. J-Russ wasting time on that air dribble. That was well done.
Clear from Adam. You're seeing a lot more of that from Nefarious. They just want to throw it downfield at the moment. Great block by T. Carell. He had no boost as well. Just calls out exactly where that last man was going to clear. Here comes J-Russ, gets a second touch. Couldn't get by Stokely. Now the transition for Nefarious. He's got Jay Wismont back in the midfield, but just Shock cleans it out for the Sonics.
Shock has had a few good hits on defense. That was a big moment there as well, relieving pressure now. T. Carell, the delayed shot, gets the dunk. We saw him get a big stop earlier. This time, he just dunks it right in.
And he's so smart. When T. Carell goes up, he always has 2 plans. The initial plan to touch the ball, but if he has to call an audible and fake the touch, he will. And he does it quite a bit on many of his longer aerials, especially one like that, where he pulls back and feints the touch. Now Stokely trying to make some work here for Nefarious, but great work from T. Carell, especially in a very low-scoring game, to put that one away for the Sonics.
And that's such a good play, Corelli, because, you know, when you fake the shot, you get the defense to jump up like they're going to have to deflect a hard shot. And so they jump early. They have no momentum moving into the ball. So if you go for the dunk, they're sitting ducks. That worked out perfectly for T. Carell. Brains better than brawn sometimes. However, on that shot, T. Carell had both.
Yeah. And now Sonics marching to this 1-0 victory lead here. As Nefarious, they might have one last chance. It's going to be Adam and J-Wiz. I don't think they're going to hold on to it. Sonics going to go up 2-0 here in the series.
So the Sonics now in position to get the sweep on Nefarious. Nefarious, though, keeping things close. 2 games in a row where it's just a 1-goal margin. But if you look at the shot differential this game, the Sonics barely edged out Nefarious game 1. Game 2, outshot 10-2. Nefarious is struggling to find any offense right now.
Yeah, and I think that's really the biggest issue for Nefarious is they're playing fine defense. I mean, obviously they can keep it 0-0 for most of the game. But aside from maybe the initial attack downfield with Stokely and that challenge where it came across the net, that was the best look that I think Nefarious had. It really is about generating and staying on offense longer for Nefarious. It's one attempt downfield and it's right back to defense for Nefarious. And Sonics have done a good job to have 1, 2, 3, 4 multiple shots coming from multiple different players. And it's just that barrage of attack that finally leads to a goal for the Sonics.
And they didn't get many. They got 1, but it was enough. This is the tournament life for Nefarious. Can they answer the call or will they be eliminated? Adam. Try to 50 that. It goes up to J-Wiz. Downfield to Adam and J-Russ. You saw him getting up in that play. J-Russ cutting off some options. Now J-Russ with a big win there. Net could be open. He gets around the ball, and that's an early goal for the Sonics.
And look at this little touch by J. Russ right here, right up and over Jay Wismont. It hardly even got any height on it. It just pushed it past Jay Wiz a little bit faster before Jay Wiz could get up to it, and that's what earns him the space behind for the open shot.
Did the boost spawn on him as well? That kind of looked like that.
It kind of looked like it.
Regardless, J-Russ, there's that individual play, Corelli. We had talked about it before. If Soniqs can isolate the play, doesn't matter who's on the ball, you got a pretty good chance of scoring.
Yep. It's what makes this team so dangerous. We even saw it in the last split before they made roster changes. J-Russ really started to come into his own. It was really good to see a player like him find that individual confidence. And now here in this series, he's gotten 2 goals under his belt where it's just been in that individual effort. I think makes Sonic such a better team. Here's Shock. Can he get to it? Oh, Shock demo's Adam by accident. Adam threw himself in front of him, and it threw off the shot.
That's laying it all down. Very easily could have been 2-0. Now J-Russ will have to defend that one. Good speed from Adam. Shock off the backboard. Follow-up is saved from T. Corell. Another lob. Adam, backboard pass. Shock. Weak hit. J-Wiz, the high shot. T. Corell will save it.
Wow, the Sonics barely holding on, but you could see they didn't panic. They had to throw a lot of bodies at the ball, but they stayed in front of the net. Here's Jay Wisma trying to drop it in, and Shock clears it away.
Shock on empty. Scratching and clawing at this ball, trying to get the clear. J-Russ will finally get full boost, but he's blocked by J-Wiz. Adam up above net, double tap down. It's right to T. Corell. The Sonics, well, they're starting to struggle. Adam sealing pass to himself, flip reset. The shot by Adam was a death blow to this Sonics defense. What a shot.
And I've been waiting to see him pop off. Look at the second touch into the flip reset and just over Shock. That's an individual effort that deserves an equalizer. And Adam gets the first goal for Nefarious.
That was nasty from Adam. The Sonics defense was blocking everything. It's going to take a shot like that to get through him.
And it's a great initial touch, too, because he plays it off the ceiling. Now Shock tried to get a piece of Stokely as an attempt from the Sonics, foiled by the Nefarious defense. But that touch off the ceiling from Adam, right back to himself, it's just undefendable for the Sonics. They can't get to it. They can't interrupt where he's going with the ball, and that's the beauty of that type of shot.
And we're seeing more of those types of plays as well. The backboard, when it's so defended, a lot of times your best option is to pass it off the ceiling. Adam passing it to himself there. Gorgeous play. Adam now on defense. T. Corell, he's empty now. Adam, can he do it again? Off the ceiling down to Stokely. Deflection will send it to the side. J. Russ with a block. Adam to the sideline. Stokely had to bail. And field pass. T. Corell was too far away. Sonics find themselves on defense yet again. Shock will get it cleared. Can the Sonics keep this ball in the Nefarious half, or will Nefarious keep marching upfield? Looks like they're going to keep marching. This backboard bounce, awkward ball, and somehow it stays out of net.
Oh, Shock just barely got to that save. Both players of the Sonics collapsing on it. Now Shock couldn't get the transitional touch to keep Sonics on. T. Corell, though, might. He had options in front of him, cut off by Adam. Coming up now on a minute left, and yet another deadlock between these two teams.
T. Corell wanted to get a bump. The Sonics still having some possession. T. Corell with a lot of boost as well. Shock, can he get a good 50? J-Wiz. Not only did he get that hit, got the boost. Now, see if Nefarious can do anything. Blocked in the midfield, but Stokely will have space. Hard hit off the sidewall. Stokely flip reset.
Oh,
out to the middle. Shock jumps in that lane, and good thing.
Look at that touch from J-Russ downfield. Now Shock to help him out. Sonics could find the go-ahead goal, possibly the series winner. It's cleared away. Nefarious now have the opportunity if they can regain possession, and it could be Here comes J. Russ back the other way. Does he get the touch? No, can't get by Jay Wismont. He's out of boost though. T. Corral has a lot of time and space. Shot comes to bail him out. That ball dangerously jumps over the net of Nefarious, but we will go to overtime.
And T. Corral and Shock, they weren't on the same page there. If they were, perhaps the Sonics could have made something happen at 0 seconds. This is it for Nefarious. They've got to get this goal, otherwise they're done. Adam, the lob, Shock. Didn't go for the double tap. Let Adam take the hit, and it proves to be fatal. Nefarious stay alive.
And that last man of the Sonics struggling to deal with the ball there. Jay Wismont just waiting for it to come through. T. Corral just hit the ground. It was trying to jump back up to push it out of the way, and Jay Wismont just comes barreling through. Finally, Nefarious take a game. It's been a tight series here, James, and it felt like even Nefarious had the better of Sonics at certain points in these games. Finally able to put something together to get their first win.
Yeah, and a lot of it was on the back of that shot from Adam. That was such a good shot, and I'm sure we're going to see it in the highlight package, but the ceiling pass to flip reset to himself, that was remarkable. And then even this final play, Shock, maybe if he goes for that double tap, he might be able to shut down that opportunity. However, play of the game was right here. Adam to himself, the flip reset past the defense. That was amazing.
And again, for the defense, there's not much they can do. And Nefarious looked very dangerous here in this game. Comparatively to the games before, this was the majority of their chances. This is a game where they were able to put a lot more together. And while Sonics still had their fair share, they were a lot more limited. It was a lot harder for the Sonics to break out from their end. And, something that I asked for from the Nefarious in the going into the previous game was have more multiple shots, right? Having more chances in a single go is really important for this team, and they did find that in that final game, or the previous game rather.
Yeah, they were able to take a lot of territory, keep the Sonics in net, and then that, Adam with space, I think he showed us what he can do. So Nefarious, every one of these games has come down to just a single goal, that time in overtime. So Nefarious, they stay alive, but they're going to have to do it yet again. Match point for the Sonics. Adam gets help from Jaywiz. Jaywiz blocking Shock. J-Russ over to T. Corral. It's very high. Stokely there first as well. T. Corral wastes a ton of boost on that play. Booming clear, Stokely. Couldn't get it by J-Russ. T. Corral's shot broken up. And we're seeing, that's a huge miss.
Stokely.
And Stokely couldn't hit the open net.
And I think that one even was tough for Stokely to get to. Jay Wismont's going to sneak it through the left side and clean everything up for Nefarious.
And good thing, Stokely, it was a tough shot. This one also a tough shot. Put far post by Jaywiz. Nefarious, they're starting to heat up.
Yeah, that clear or pinch or whatever had happened on the Nefarious side. Obviously caught out the first man. Now J-Russ is going to get a kickoff goal for the Sonics as we are immediately tied up.
And you see this happen all the time on kickoff. You have to guess which side the ball rolls back. One team cheating up a little too far. Poor Jaywiz, you saw him cut left. Cut to his left, the ball went to his right, and it was game over. Now, Shock, airborne. Nobody from Nefarious charging. And now the shot from Shock. The defense a bit lackadaisical.
Yeah, Stokely had boots to work with here, but doesn't go for the touch as it came off the corner, and that's just a death sentence for him. Back post shot from Shock. Great placement from him. He knew exactly where Stokely couldn't get it. But like you said, a little lackadaisical from Stokely to not challenge that earlier to at least get the 50 or block the oncoming shot. He certainly could have gotten there, and he pays the price.
And we've seen that happen a few times in this series where you just got to go all in. You got to try to get that little tap on the ball, break up the play as much as you can, because if you give people space or an opportunity, They're going to make the shot, or at least it seems like.
Stokely did get a demo there on T. Corral and almost smokescreen the last man in J. Russ, but not enough. Now J. Russ returns the favor on Jay Wismont, but no danger here for Nefarious. Adam clears it away. Wasn't the best clear. J. Russ quickly receives a pass as he puts it on target. Good save by Stokely.
And that was a hard shot. The Sonics looking to make those infield passing plays. T. Corral, the tap down. Shock has to dodge a bump. That gives J-Wiz a chance to go for backboard. Counterattack's looking good for the Sonics, but T. Corral couldn't get there for the shot.
I like seeing them try and find each other, especially in their own half, to get out. Great block by T. Corral. No one from the Sonics willing to go, and that was a tough shot to make either way. Shock still trying to keep the attack on. Will get another touch to the corner, and it will come out towards the middle of the net. Adam misses. J. Russ can get the shot and puts it over. T. Corral couldn't get there. Chaos in front of the net. Shock finally puts it away for the Sonics, and they're up by 2.
This one was a moment of extreme peril for Nefarious. That ball on the goal line for so long.
Was that T. Corral who hit one of a Nefarious player into the other and cleared both of them out of the net? He pool shotted them out of the net.
That was crazy. The pool shot clear. I mean, it's a pool shot bump.
Yeah.
2 for 1. And T. Corral, he's been really annoying if you're Nefarious.
Oh, yeah.
Getting multiple blocks as well. That one goal where he faked the shot goes for the dunk. T. Corral is the dunk master right now.
Yep. He has no shame in throwing his body at the ball, and it works. I think even catches out a lot of players. Even when he was on his previous team, it was something that he did so well, just constantly throwing himself in the front of the ball, and he buys himself a lot of opportunities that I think a lot of players wouldn't suspect that they could have gotten. And T. Corral just a master at it here. You're seeing it in this series alone.
T. Corral, playmaker, 3 assists. Now gets the block on the goal line. Stokely, pinch attempt comes up a bit short. Flip reset clear from J. Russ over to T. Corral. T. Corral with some space. Deflection off the ceiling. Shock, another 50 win. Is that one in? No. J-Wiz will clear it out. Off the ceiling and down. T. Corral will go for the back pass. Even now, Stokely very tense. The shot coming in, and that's saved.
Oh, and that shot, that one needed to be near post, I think, for J-Wiz. Stokely had just cleared out the defense. T. Corral putting this game to bed with a double tap.
And T. Corral, a double tap to put a bow on it. He's been very good this series and this game. 100% goal participation. That last goal plus his 3 assists really have put the Sonics over the top. And it looks like Nefarious time is coming to a close. Only 30 seconds left for them to get this 3-goal comeback.
And, it's always a concern as time running out here for anyone. But, for me, when I look at someone like T. Corral who performed, I think if you just take his individual performance on XSET, I think a lot of people will say, T. Corral performed very well on XSET, especially for the circumstances he was in. And you never know if you're going to get that same player when he moves a team. But in this series alone, I feel like T. Corral is still performing at that same level individually here. And he's earned this Sonics win for himself and for, obviously, the performance of J. Russ and Shock. But the Sonics will take down Nefarious in this series, and their hopes of staying in this double elimination bracket are still alive.
The Sonics, I think they were the favorite. Just looking at the desk, looking at Twitch chat's predictions. And ultimately, that is how it plays out. The Sonics getting a solid win over Nefarious. The games were not easy. Those first 3 games, all 1-goal games, it was tight until this game. We started to see the Sonics start to pull away. And I agree with you, Corral. I think T. Corral is the player that I'm looking at on the Sonics as being that impact player.
Yeah, absolutely. We'll see if he can make a bigger impact as they move on. They'll play the winner of the Peeps and Is I'm Dreamin'.
So that's going to be a fun one. We're going to go to a quick break, but when we come back, more RLCS X.